Hey friends, I'm just going to jump into it today. You know who I am from this channel, and I appreciate you following me. I just have a sober, somber, solemn hope for America right now. It's beginning of May 2020. We're in the middle of this, well, maybe toward the end of this coronavirus lockdown. We're still in the middle of coronavirus itself. And I'm sorry I've been away a little bit from these videos, but um, we'll see how many deaths this causes in the end. We're at 60,000 something right now, and according to the CDC, 10 times that, 650,000. Not during one virus cycle, but every year are going to die from heart disease. Now, does that mean coronavirus isn't serious? No, of course not. But what makes me insane and what makes our cause so important is that we're not putting a death every 37 seconds from heart disease on the news, which included both my parents, by the way. We're not putting that death toll in a little ticker counter in the lower right of every news broadcast. And as soon as this fog lifts, and most certainly while we're on lockdown, the vast majority of Americans are binging on every food that causes it. And they think what's causing it is fat. And it's not. Fat would cure it. What's killing everyone is insulin resistance, hyperinsulinemia, metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes, obesity, inflammatory diseases, other autoimmune diseases agitated by inflammation, and the massively inflammatory processed carbohydrates, sugars, and seed oils that are supposedly from vegetables that we're ingesting by the megaton. It's the cheapest food in America right now, is food that kills you. Politicians talk about, minority communities are most affected by coronavirus. Really? Are they genetically different as human beings? Is there some genetic component? I don't know. But let me tell you the real connection. Dr. Fung, in his seminal work, The Obesity Code, devoted an entire chapter 12, if you're interested, not to the race illness connection, but the poverty illness connection. Because cheap food in America, the cheapest food in America, are processed carbohydrates. And the poorer you are, the more you eat of it. And the more you eat of it, the more your insulin spikes, the more your inflammation goes up, and the more you get metabolic syndrome and obesity and heart disease, etc., 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 type 2 diabetes. And guess what those are? Those are called underlying conditions. Those are called comorbidities. And coronavirus takes you out easier because of all that. People are panicked over coronavirus because it's contagious. You don't think heart disease is contagious? It's most commonly passed from parent to child through eating habits. And it begins before a child even knows they're a human being. Hyperinsulinemia in a pregnant mother is a risk factor for obesity later in that unborn child life. walk into a store and grab one of the bottles of one of the Pedia whatevers, those little milkshake things that, are sold to moms to give to kids. Look at the ingredients in the back. They have 3 different inflammatory seed oils in them. It's hilarious, in the early days of the lockdown, you go to a grocery store and all the skinless, boneless chicken was gone, and all the rice was gone, and all the tortillas were gone, and everything's gone. But you know what was stacked up for us to just load in the cart? Red meat, cheese, nuts, full-fat dairy. Everything you eat on keto is like, here it is. The only problem we had was maybe with eggs, because that's a crossover food with the mainstream sheep people. Dietary-wise, it's most certainly what we all are. And toilet paper, of course, was hard, but everything else was easy to find. Never went hungry as a keto person. And even if we had to, guess what? We'd just be intermittent fasting, right? Learned a lot in this pandemic. So guys, it's a privilege and it's a burden to know what we know. It's a privilege and a burden, because the privilege is we get to save ourselves. But it's a burden because you're going to watch people kill themselves and not know why, and follow doctor's orders and the American Diabetes Association recommendations and the grain-filled, insulin-spiking human kibble of cereals and other things that have the American Heart Association seal of approval on them. And you're going to know why they're all dying. And you're going to have to watch it. So that's the burden part. And so the only way I find to relieve that burden is to put the word out. But in getting the word out, please understand that everything keto is going against 50 years of mainstream knowledge and wisdom, and currently against every ad, every pharmaceutical ad, every food ad, every diet ad. What we're doing is against everything. So if we're going to be effective, then someone you're trying to convince and someone you're trying to save needs to see a miracle. They need to see something that freaks them out. And you know what that is, folks? You. When I show people this picture, and it's not just me, it's my wife, especially my wife, that's the miracle. And suddenly they don't care what they've been taught for 50 years. They are seeing a miracle. So they have to acknowledge it. So guys, I need more miracles out there. And the reason why I said I and not keto is because I am finding over and over and over, more and more and more, the way we are teaching it to you guys is the simplest way to do it. And I have to credit my wife, and I have to credit Dr. Ken Berry, who's on YouTube. I'll post him below. You don't need all this complicated crap out there. Eat simple keto foods till you're full. Stop when you're done. But we need miracles out there. We need walking, talking miracles. because that's the only thing powerful enough to shatter 50 years of indoctrination is, dude, I know it doesn't make sense, but you know what I saw today? I ran into Jane. I ran into Sarah. I ran into Joe, and you will not believe what he looks like. That's compelling. They say, oh, is keto a cure-all? I hear so many people saying so many things about keto that it cured their migraines, it cured their arthritis, it cured their, it cleared up their eczema on their skin, it cleared up the, is this some miracle elixir? It can't possibly be. And they use it as a reason to say that it can't possibly be true. But here's the thing. No. Keto doesn't cure 19 different things. It cures one thing: inflammation, insulin resistance. And those things are causing 19 other things. And so, yes, when you get inflammation under control in your body, you may find your joints are better. Like my knee cured itself after being so swollen and being sent to physical therapy. And then suddenly on keto, it's fine now. And then when I overdo it on carbs at a party or something once a year, my knee flares up. Oh, yeah. Inflammation is unbelievable. My inflammatory marker is near zero. It's called a C-reactive protein. I'm trying to convince people even just not on keto to please have your doctor check that at your next physical. And when you see it's jacked, come talk to me. Let's not forget that the ketogenic diet was first rediscovered because it's a wonderful ancestral diet for human beings for hundreds of thousands of years. The new diet is the granulated kibble in boxes down every aisle processed food diet. That's the new fad diet. But let's not forget that who rediscovered the keto diet were epileptic patients 100 years ago because of its amazing effect to calm seizures and prevent seizures. Since then, pharmaceuticals have come along, do a good job too. Pills a lot easier than a lifestyle change, so that's why you don't hear about it as much. But if you Google it, even in children where the drugs are proving not effective, the backup protocol, even from mainstream doctors, is the ketogenic diet. It's hilarious. Guy walks into a fast food restaurant, orders a double Western bacon cheeseburger, just like I used to. And it's got 100% beef patty, bacon, cheese, and a sugar-filled, refined, bleached wheat bun, and sugar-filled barbecue sauce, and sugar-filled and soy inflammatory oil-filled secret sauce. And then he'll have a side of fries that are starch-created potatoes, fried in inflammatory vegetable oil that doesn't come from vegetables, by the way. It comes from their seeds, and it's processed much like gasoline. That's its own video. Dunk it in sugar-filled ketchup, dunking the burger in sugar-filled barbecue sauce. Have a soda on the side that's half Diet Coke with insulin spiking aspartame in it, and maybe a little splash of real Coke on top just to make it taste right. Sugar-filled corn syrup. And then you won't feel so good. And he'll tell himself, man, the red meat, should probably cut it back. I don't feel so good. It's hilarious. There's so much sugar put in things. They don't even bother telling you. They assume you know. I was in Chick-fil-A last year. Love Chick-fil-A. They have really good coffee, by the way. Surprising. And I ordered a plain iced coffee. They're like, okay, no problem. And then they served it. And it was this swirly, creamy like thing. And I tasted it. It was super sweet. And I brought it back and I said, you know, I'm sorry. This was great, but I didn't order this. I ordered a plain one. And the lady said, oh, that is the plain one. Oh, did you mean black? So the plain coffee is full of cream and sugar. It's just called plain because it's not a flavored sugar like vanilla or hazelnut. That's what we're up against. And then what would someone say they had for lunch when they had that? Oh, well, I had a chicken sandwich. It's so funny. I found a receipt and going through my old desk. And it was from a trip I took to Arizona years ago, 2008, when I was about 320 pounds, which is 80 pounds heavier than I am right now. And I thought it'd be hilarious to check it out because I saw it was from Burger King. And I was thinking to myself, oh, God, let's see what I ordered. I was 320 pounds. This has got to be good. I'm on vacation. I'm in another state. I'm at Burger King. I'm 320. What did I order? And this is back when my gout was flaring. I was just this miserable pile of crap. And I looked at the receipt. And I'll dig it up. I'm not sure where I put it right now, but I saved it because after what I saw. I was like, man, I must have let it rip. I must have had a triple bacon, whatever, you know. And I looked at it, and I had a grilled chicken sandwich with a side salad and a Diet Coke. I was doing what I thought would save me. And that's America. And no idea that mayo, that inflammatory sugar-based sauce, that bleached flour bun, the aspartame in the diet drink is spiking my insulin into Jupiter's orbit and was making me fatter with every bite. So anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys. You know, at the time of this video being made, I got 23 subscribers. And I want you to know that any one of you that wants private coaching, just inbox me and I will get on a call with you. I will help you in any way. Because America is putting a gun to its own head and putting a gun to the head of its children. And doctors are telling you, and Big Pharma is telling you, and Big Food is telling you what a great job you're doing. 650,000 people a year, according to the CDC. I'll link it in the notes. What do we do about it? Versus one virus, one time. And look what we're doing about it. Let's all save ourselves and then drag one person into the boat and save them too. There's a lot of keto information out there, and what I'm hearing over and over is that it is extremely complicated. People are making this way harder than it needs to. The number one person I used to coach was someone who'd never heard of keto. Now I'm coaching people that knew all about it, and it freaked them out how complicated it was. What a shame. All right, guys. I'll wrap it up. Thanks for hanging in there, and seriously, inbox me right now. I need success stories. Who wants it? If you want it bad enough, there is no easier road than keto. There's no easier road. This is the best deal you're getting. Eat foods you love as much as you want every time you're hungry until you're full. You are not getting that deal from any other diet. So if not this, then what? And if not now, then when? Let's be the only people losing weight during the pandemic, right? Quick shout out for inspiration to my good friend that restarted keto with my help a number of months ago, and she's down 60 pounds already. And thank you for letting me use this photo. I know you still have a ways to go until you feel you're where you want to be, but wow, what a change so far. And thank you also for passing the torch to someone new who's almost down 10 pounds themselves. So this can happen. This can be a movement, guys. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for everything. Take care. God bless you. And soon we'll all be back to busy, normal lives. So let's be careful. What normal do we want to go back to? We can do this. All right. God bless.